What is going on, you guys? Today I have another episode for you where I'm going to be reviewing a YouTube channel called Brian the Lion, and the title here is So You Guys Want to See My Pathetic Philippines Apartment? And by the way, I've seen a few of his videos before, so he actually moved to the Philippines and loves his apartment and loves the area that he's in, so he's making a joke in the title. So let's get into it.
This is it. This is the high-rise condo. $620 a month. Corner unit. High above BGC. Beautiful. Gotta love it. What a time to be alive.
Oh my God, could you imagine living here? Just seriously, try to imagine it. I know, it's a nightmare, right? The kind of thing you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy. I mean, just look at that corner high-rise apartment with its panoramic view that stretches all the way to the horizon. Who would want to wake up to that? It's like someone took a shoebox, slapped on some windows, threw it 50 floors in the air and called it luxury living, and for what? A measly $620 a month? That's practically robbery. Look, I get it. I do really. I can hear you thinking, what kind of self-respecting adult would pay such a modest price to live up among the clouds, gazing down at Manila's glittering cityscape, with the mountains in the distance and the sunset melting into the bay? Well, apparently this loser right here. Yep, that's me, an American who threw away everything to move to what's definitely a third world slum, Bonifacio Global City. That's what they call it. Sounds exotic, doesn't it? Well, don't be fooled. The palm trees.
As you can see by the title and the way he's talking, he likes joking about this, right? Because that's what a lot of Americans or people say in fear, like, "Oh, are you sure you want to? Are you sure you want to try that business? Are you sure you want to move to that place, that third world country?" Does it really look like that? I mean, obviously he's making the joke because he's living an amazing style or amazing lifestyle. And by the way, $620 in a high-rise condo in one of the best parts of town. In the US, triple that wouldn't get you much, right? So I think he's on to something. Let's keep watching.
Sidewalks, it's all a ruse. They're really just trying to lure you in so you can pay that horrendous rent and suffer with me. Now I know what you're thinking, but wouldn't life be so much better if you just stayed in America? You could be in some nice, cold, overpriced city, spending at least $5 or $6 grand a month on rent alone.
Yeah.
Exactly, now you're getting it. Because clearly that's the dream, isn't it? Bleeding your wallet dry just to stare at the same four walls in some concrete jungle. Much better than wasting away here, where everything is just too affordable and fun. Oh, and let me tell you about my daily torture. Today, I strolled over to the local bookstore, just for some light reading. It was a terrible experience. People smiled at me, greeted me like I was family. Can you believe the nerve? And don't even get me started on the selection. English books, Filipino books, even Italian novels. It's absurd how much variety there is. I picked up a few even though I knew it would only add to the suffering of my expatriate existence. After that, I decided to hit the gym. That is another tale of woe. Imagine paying a tiny fraction of what you'd pay back home for a state-of-the-art gym with all the equipment you could ever want, plus a pool, a sauna, and a massage room. It's basically the definition of agony, getting fit while barely feeling the pinch. I even managed to make a few new friends there, locals and fellow expats alike. So now I'm stuck with this whole community thing. Really, it's a tragedy. And the worst part? All this misery is costing me almost $3,000 a month. That's rent, utilities, food, drinks, and all the leisure activities you can think of. I know it's heartbreaking. Just think how much more respectable I could be if I were back in the States, living paycheck to paycheck, trying to make ends meet with double that cost for the basics. It's shameful to live this comfortably in a tropical paradise while only spending about half of what I'd be burning back home just to stay afloat. And you should see the bars and restaurants here. You really shouldn't, actually, because once you do, you will regret it. The food is annoyingly good, the drinks are disturbingly cheap, and the nightlife is disgustingly vibrant. It's like every corner you turn there's a new spot serving mouth-watering dishes from every cuisine imaginable. Filipino, Japanese, Italian, Spanish. I'm telling you, this place just does not know how to stop disappointing me with its endless supply of delectable food.
I love his approach here because he's literally doing a parody of what everyone in a fear-based mindset or everyone with a negative comment in the comment section does. They're like, "Oh, he's a loser because he moved there. Oh, are you sure? Isn't it dangerous there?" I got a comment on one of my videos the other day about a guy who's got a Filipina fiance. They have a great channel as well. It's called Bobsy Rants. Go check that out. But there was a guy that was like, oh, most of the women there are trash anyways. It's like, I highly doubt that. And to be really, really honest with you, you have to be in a pretty bad headspace to actually leave negative comments like that. And even if that guy had actually been to the Philippines, I bet that he didn't really know what he was doing. I'm just gonna keep it real with you guys. I bet he didn't really know what he was doing, and he maybe did have a bad experience, which is why he's got that mindset. So it just contributed to his already negative frame. And to be honest with you guys, like, I know you guys have probably experienced this before, but it's not really worth putting any of your energy into someone who's going to leave negative comments, things like that. Again, like, they have to be in a bad place to even leave a comment like that. Because if you flip it, if they're like really loving their life, it's going great, they're feeling positive, they're not even going to watch the video, or they're not even going to comment, or they might leave a positive comment, or they're just not going to say anything weird, right? They're just going to be like, oh, cool, that was a good video, or just go on about their day. Like, you see what I'm saying? There's a huge difference, and hate or negativity never comes from the level that you're on or from a high place, right? It always comes from below. Remember that.
And unforgettable nights out. So yeah, BGC is a real struggle. Palm trees lining the streets, shiny skyscrapers towering over you, and people jogging on clean sidewalks in perfect weather. Except for today, it did rain. It's so picturesque, it's almost offensive. You'd think the charm of the place would wear off after a while, but nope, it just keeps getting worse. I was even forced to make more friends than I've ever had back home. Real, genuine people who are actually interested in you, who ask you out for a drink just because they like your company. Imagine that, the horror. But let's not forget the climate. The endless warmth, the occasional monsoon, it's all part of the torment. Who needs sunshine and tropical breezes when you could have cold winters, gray skies, and expensive heating bills? And yet here I am, suffering through another balmy day, watching the sunset over the glistening cityscape, feeling the warm breeze on my face. I know, it's almost too much to bear. Look, I'm not saying you should come here. In fact, quite the opposite. Whatever you do, stay right where you are. You don't want any part of this nightmare. Stay in that overpriced American apartment. Keep battling that awful commute, and keep enjoying that deep freeze every winter. Because here in BGC, I'm living the kind of hell that only a beautiful, affordable, and friendly city can create. And please, for the love of all that is good and holy, do not even think about subscribing to this channel. I've got 40,000 people already keeping me company in this paradise. And the last thing I want is for more of you to subscribe and end up here. So stay away. Really, it's for your own good.
Yeah, don't wake up to the possibilities in your life. Stay where you are. Keep staying asleep and in the matrix of the rat race, etc. Keep doing that. You see what he's doing? I love this. I love this so much. And don't subscribe. Please don't subscribe. This is so good.
You'll thank me later when you're not sipping a cheap cocktail by the pool with a sunset in the background. Look, I don't know for sure. I don't have all the answers. To be honest, I barely have any answers. But here's what I do know. You are not going to have any fun here in the Philippines. Zero, zilch, nada. I mean, I've been here for a year and a half. Can you imagine that? 18 months of this tropical hellhole with its blue skies, warm breezes, and relentlessly happy people. What was I even thinking? Why didn't I just stay back in Portland, Oregon, where the real action is? You know, with the homeless camps, the junkies, and that delightful whiff of desperation in the air. I'll never forget my last visit there. I rented a car, I parked it for 10 minutes, and boom, broken window. Stolen backpack, missing passport. Now that's a good time. That's
Wow.
the kind of excitement I'm missing here in Manila, where I've managed to avoid being mugged, scammed, or even mildly harassed. It's like the Philippines just isn't trying hard enough to mess with me. Frankly, it's disappointing. Look, let's be real here. If you think you've got what it takes to brave a place like Bonifacio Global City, you're probably wrong. This is Manila after all. It's not for the faint of heart. It takes courage, resilience, and a tolerance for sunsets that are just too darn beautiful. You're gonna have to be brave like me, and by brave, I mean you have to be okay with long, lazy afternoons, sipping coffee at outdoor cafes, striking up conversations with genuinely friendly people, and having waiters and waitresses remember your name by the third visit. Sir Brian. It's tough, but someone's got to do it. Now, before you get any wild ideas about quitting your day job and moving here, let me put your mind at ease. You are probably not cut out for this life. You are better off staying right where you were born. Just live and die there. Do what everybody else tells you to do like a good little soldier. Don't even think about trying to rock the boat or stir the apple cart. And for the love of God, don't you dare get any enthusiastic ideas about improving your life. keep your head down, keep grinding away at that 9 to 5, and for heaven's sake, don't even consider getting a remote job. I mean, that's how I ended up here, by investing in index funds, retiring early, and deciding to live comfortably in a tropical paradise. What a mistake. You don't want to make that same mistake. The risk of warm evenings spent on rooftop bars.
By the way, in another video, he talks about how he worked his ass off for a while and just kept investing in these index funds. So now he's able to actually live life and do whatever he wants. And a lot of people, they might have some negativity or judgment towards that because realistically it's envy, right? Or jealousy, I wish I could do that. You can totally have a positive reframe for that, by the way. Instead of being oh, that guy, he probably just, how did he do that? People would come from that frame. Or you could do the positive frame of, wow, that's really creative. That's awesome. And he's only, 42. Now he's retired and does whatever he wants, right? He can be creative. He can live the life in any way he How did he do that? That's really inspiring. Maybe I should try to find out how. Maybe I should ask him. You see the difference?
Drinks in hand, laughing with new friends. It's just not worth it. Take it from me. I mean, sure, there's the appeal of affordable healthcare, the tropical fruits that actually taste like fruit, and the almost comical cost of living compared to the Western world. But do you really want to endure that kind of comfort? I didn't think so. And it's not like I've learned anything here. Sure, I've met fascinating people from all walks of life, every nation under the sun, Filipinos and expats alike, have shown me some new perspectives on, well, pretty much everything. I've been forced to adapt to a slower, more relaxed pace of life, where stress is traded for siestas, and you can actually afford to take the weekend off. But it's all just a facade, isn't it? A clever illusion designed to make you think you're happy. Let's not even talk about the weather. I know you're dreaming of those brutal winters where your face feels like it might crack off just walking to the car. The humidity here is unbearable, especially when you're forced to walk through it in shorts and flip-flops, occasionally stepping into air-conditioned oasis of a mall or a cafe to cool off. Oh, the humanity. And I know some of you might be tempted to move here because of the lower cost of living, but what's the point? Who wants to live comfortably for $2,000 or $3,000 a month, including rent, utilities, food, drinks, and entertainment? Wouldn't you rather pay twice that just to survive in your hometown? Exactly. So don't get any ideas about making your life easier. Now, I know I've been harsh, but let's wrap this up with a bit of perspective. Deep down, I don't actually want to deter you from coming here. Oh no, quite the opposite. I want to protect you from the overwhelming joy of this place, the friendly smiles, the long walks in the sun, and the affordable everything. It's not something everyone can handle. You're not cut out for it. It takes a special kind of masochist to be able to relax like this day in and day out. Trust me, I'm a professional. So let me know what you think. I'm genuinely curious. I got a sneaky suspicion that some of you, my beautiful subscribers, all 40,000 strong, have opinions about this topic. Maybe you think I'm crazy for trading my old life for a new one here in the Philippines. Maybe you think I'm onto something. Or maybe you just enjoy watching me suffer. Either way, your feedback is always welcome because God knows I could use the guidance. If you somehow found this video entertaining, God help you if you did, you might actually enjoy my hundreds of other videos about successfully failing in the Philippines and life in general. Go ahead, give this video a like, subscribe, and maybe even send it to that friend, you know the one, who needs a good laugh or a wake-up call. But remember, don't you dare think about following in my footsteps. God bless you all for watching, and may you never have to suffer the way that I have. Stay right where you are, stuck in the rut, while I continue to endure this tropical nightmare called BGC.
Yeah, that's so good. So obviously I agree with him. If you know someone who might benefit from this video, the message that he's sending out is that it's awesome if you're able to be creative and get out, actually live the life that you truly want and not be stuck in some kind of cage, 9 to 5, rat race, etc. Right? If that's if you're in a job or something, if you really like it, if you really love it, amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. Now, if you have an inkling or a thought that maybe there's more for you, then obviously you've watched this far and this is the kind of video for you. And maybe you have a friend who might benefit from the message as well. So go on and send it to them. Thank you for watching this far. Brian's got a great channel and I appreciate you watching my video this far. It's good to get this perspective in and help other people. Like, comment, subscribe. I actually recently started doing private consultations. So if you're interested, I'm happy to help you if you want to book something in the description below. And outside of that, I appreciate you. I'll see you in the next one. And you got this, bro.